Hello everybody, Game Cooker US Rocks VR here. How's everybody today? So, I'm here kneeling down at my table to share a couple things with you. I told you anytime I was able to get my hands on some stuff, computer equipment or whatever, I would also share that with you. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to try to keep this short. So I was looking around for some information on some laptops and as well as the HTC Vive Pro. I was going to purchase a Vive Pro used on Amazon, but couldn't seem to find anything cheaper than, like, say, $650 without tax. So, with tax it would have been $700 and something. So there was really no way to avoid getting it, not getting it dirt cheap. So, or not getting it dirt cheap, I should say. So I ended up doing some more looking, and I'll post any links at the bottom in case you want to know the information. So Micro Center, as I've mentioned before, is one of my favorite stores to go to. It's a computer store. They have several stores around the country. They're not really like big as far as like numbers of stores like, say, Best Buy or Walmart or Target. They kind of strategically locate their stores, in areas where they're going to be able to sell their product, at a good turnover rate. So, but here in Jersey, I have access to two. One is up in Paterson, New Jersey, and then one is in St. David's, Pennsylvania. They're both about an hour and a half distance to drive, which might sound far, but if you're going to be buying stuff for Christmas or whatever, if you're going to be making big purchases, then it's worth the drive because you're saving a lot of money. So going to Micro Centers is like getting good deals on the internet, except you can go in the store and actually look at the stuff. So it's a nice situation. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say that I saw this Vive Pro. As you can see, Vive Pro. It was brand new, retail. Sorry about the glare. It's coming from the window, I think, in the TV. So let me just minimize this window here until I need it. There we go. So, you guys already know what a Vive looks like, I'm sure. Now the Vive Pro is a little bit different than the older one. And just so you know that I actually have one. Here it is right here. Okay, brand new. Still in the bubble wrap. Okay? And it kind of looks like this. Nice blue color with the two cameras. Now, in case you didn't know, the old Vive, this is actually the second generation old Vive I got. They had like the initial one that they released, and then they made another one that's a little slightly different. It's got a different cord here, one cord instead of the three, and but they look pretty much the same, except for one is blue and one is black, and this one has the higher resolution. So that's why I wanted to get it. Alright, so you might be wondering, well, why are you going to get a Vive Pro? Well, I asked a lot of people how they thought of it, and most people were saying, well, you don't really need to get it because of the price. Or they just figured, you only get the headset instead of getting the whole kit. And I can totally understand that. And really I don't have any disagreements with it. I think the Vive, they you know, they price this thing too high. I think it should have been $599 for the headset alone, you know, and then $300 for the other stuff, but or whatever, you know, maybe they should have charged full price for the other accessories, but nonetheless, it's still expensive. So why did I get it? Well, like I said, Microsoft is my favorite store, and you know, they always seem to come through for me when I need a bargain or a deal. So I was on the Microsoft website, and they had this advertised, and but they didn't have a price on it. So I was like, well, that's weird. You know, like, what's that all about? So it said, if you want to see the price, add it to cart. And when I added to my cart, it said $699. And I'm like, is this a used one I clicked on? I really thought it was used, you know, or a returned item or something, open box. But no, they had 8 in stock, and they were selling them for $6.99 each. Now, that's still a lot of money. But $100 savings, that's kind of like something to make you think about purchasing. So basically, I got this for, you know, $6.99 plus tax. So I'm assuming at select Microsoft or Micro Center stores that they're selling these for $6.99. So if you want to get one cheaper than $7.99, check out Micro Center near you. So I'm happy that I got this. Now I'm going to be using it for VR soon, so I'll let you guys know how it is. I'm not really a reviewer, you guys know that. I just buy stuff, show it to you, and then obviously if I'm still using it, then I'm happy with it. I don't nitpick too much when it comes to stuff. I mean, I do a little bit, but you know, if it has higher resolution and it works like the other Vive, I'm okay with it. You know, these cameras here, I don't know what they're going to really use them for later, but I'm sure it's going to be something good. So I'll be AR ready as well, if I said that right. Okay, alright, so that was the number one item that I wanted to show you, and I'll put the link at the bottom of the Microsoft links for the two things I'm about to show you. Okay, the other thing that I was, my main reason for going to Micro Center was to look for a laptop, because my old laptop is just old now, so it's not really worth using anymore for modern gaming. I mean, it's just laggy now when you're playing new stuff. So, so again, I went to the store. I was going to purchase a particular laptop that was a pretty good deal, and then I saw this. Now, I'm not really a super big fan of HP, but I know that people were telling me that they were happy with their Omen series. Although the fact of, I never liked that they only put 12 gigs of RAM in the computer, which didn't make any sense to me, but anyway. So anyway, I ended up coming across this. Okay. And it's got Bang & Olufsen audio. I still don't know what that means yet. And the specs are, if you can see, I don't know if you can read that or not. Let's see. It's kind of glaring. Yeah, it's not really. I have the autofocus off, but I don't know if you can read that. Nah, I guess not. Anyway, I'll tell you what's in it. I should have printed it out. Let me put on, let me see here. Let me get on my website here. Alright, so basically, it's a Intel Core i7-8750H processor. It runs at 2.2 gigahertz stock, but it will turbo up to 4. So I was quite surprised by that. So they really clocked this thing down I guess, or actually turbo boost up to 4.1 gigahertz. So, wow. And it's a 6-core processor. It's got 9 megs of smart cache. Not really sure what that means. Let's see. The front side bus is DMI 8 GT per second. I'm not sure what that is. That gigatexels or something? Textures? I don't know. I'm not sure. No, I don't think that's what that means. But anyway, it's pretty fast. It's got 16 gigs of DDR4, 266 RAM. So that was pleasant to know, because they were always putting 12 gigs of RAM in their stuff, and I just thought that was really weird. The main drive, which has the Windows, is a 256 gigabyte PCI Express NVMe M.2 drive, and it's got a 1 terabyte small spindle drive in it. So, you know, the storage is sufficient. I wish it was a little more. You know, 2 terabyte storage drive would have been much better. I am going to upgrade that at some point, but I was going to do that yesterday, but, you know, I just didn't want to go crazy buying too much. So, the GPU that it has in it is a GeForce GTX 1060 with 6 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. And of course, obviously, it's VR ready. So, you know, it's quite a powerful machine. You know, it's definitely a gaming laptop for sure. I had put something on my Twitter, I think a couple days ago, that said, you know, if a laptop is under a certain amount of money, then it's not a gaming laptop. You know what I'm saying? Unless you get like a crazy deal. So, so this one here was $1,999 for this. So, again, I wish I could show you the specs. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I can show you the specs. Let's see. No, they don't have it. They have it on this quick setup guide, but they don't have the actual specs listed there. So, but you know, it comes in a nice pack box. You know, I already took it out, so you know, it comes with the whatever little Omen advertisement and then the quick setup guide. You know, everything was packed pretty nicely. The power supply was like right here. I'll show you what all that looks like as soon as I get it over here. Now it's not a big laptop at all. So some people may, you know, not be happy with this if it doesn't have a big screen. Now I would have loved for it to have a big screen. It came wrapped in this plastic too. It's got the typical 15-inch screen or whatever it is. For, you know, I guess a common size laptop. But it's actually a pretty beautiful machine, at least to me. Here's the power supply. You know, so, of course, they're always big. So, okay, so here's what she looks like. Pretty nice. It's got nice 2 fans in the back, and you can see them pretty clearly just from here. There and there. So it's kicking all the air out the back. And it runs really quiet when it's idle, like you don't even hear nothing. The bottom looks stylish, pretty cool. It's like this is actually little indentations here, and this is nice designs there. And then it's only got 2 USB ports, which I was a little disappointed with, but I guess for something this size, I mean, it has everything you need for VR. So it's got the USB 3.1 or whatever that is. It's got the HDMI, and it's got your other little hookups here, which some people use. You know, your network thingies here. And there's your sound and USB, and it's got a card reader. It's got oh, actually, you know what? Wow, I just noticed it's got 3 USB ports. Look at that. I didn't even notice it. I just knew I had to plug it in here, but I never looked carefully enough. So it's got 3 USB ports, more than enough for VR. And then, it comes with this screen protector here, so you can put this in every time you close your screen. And it's got their little design there, as you can see. Little symbol. Okay, so it's a really nice laptop. And of course you can see it's got the stands here. It's got a nice keyboard. Now the keyboard does light up if you want it to, quite brightly. I don't really like Synapsis pads. I use my mouse, but I have to say that this mouse pad, I was really liking it when I was using it, because it wasn't overly sensitive, because that's usually what I have a problem with. Because I always like resting my hand on everything, so sometimes my other fingers get too close. But really, I wasn't getting crazy wandering mouse pointers from my other fingers being too close. And it seemed really responsive and solid, It wasn't overly sensitive. And of course you have your right and left mouse click. It's got the NVIDIA. Sorry if the camera's not focused right. I don't know if I can get it to focus. Yeah. I have the autofocus off because this camera's old. And of course you can see it's got the Omen written right there. Oh, right here. And it's got the nice little symbol there. And when you first start up as you can see the back there, like I said, it's pretty stylish. It's got the nice little triangle shapes there, and the symbol here. And when you boot up the computer, it also has that Omen symbol, so that was pretty nice. So I am going to be testing this out with my Vive Pro. I'm going to be doing some VR outside when the weather is nicer, because it's raining today, unfortunately. So this model here is the HP. What the heck is the model number here? I just had it earlier. It's the Omen HP laptop 15-DC0051NR. And as you can see, the retail price, I don't know if you can see the price. Barely. $1,269 originally. So, you saved $270 on the laptop, so that was pretty wild. And I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if I can change the autofocus on the fly here. Let me see. So I just changed it. I don't know if it messed up the video or not. But just in case you don't believe me, I don't know if you can see this or not. Maybe you can make that out. $6.99. And the receipt was kind of messed up. So you can see $9.99 for the HP and $6.99 for the Pro. That's a copy of the receipt. But they didn't really print it out very well. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to say, I mean, this is not like a super light laptop. I mean, it's you know, it's not terrible. I mean, I can hold it up with one hand, but it's not so light where you could hold this up like this for an hour. But it feels solid. I mean, it feels like it's got meat to it, you know. And you know, when I set it up, you know, Windows 10 booted up and all that stuff. Of course, it comes with the HP software, which I could always do without. It comes with McAfee, which I could always do without. But you can uninstall McAfee, I think, if you want to. And the Windows does have a new feature where you can connect your PC to your phone. I'm not so sure I like that too much. Because you have to download the Microsoft app, and I mean, I don't really recommend you changing your phone layout based on the Windows app, because that's what I did. And now all my stuff is still there, but it looks different now. It looks like a Windows phone. So anyway, that's another story. So I thought that was cool. So if you take a picture on your phone, you can just double-click the picture. Or pictures, I'm assuming. I didn't play with it too much. And then they'll download right to your computer. Well, they'll pop up on your computer, and then you can download them to where you want them to download. So, yeah. So, you know, if you really want to get a Vive Pro, now's the time. $699. I don't know if HP is going to go much cheaper before Pimax comes out. They might drop the price then because they're going to have some competition, but I didn't really want to wait for Pimax because I'm thinking that that's not really going to be ready this year. Because, you know, really rendering 8K in a headset, I think that's really ambitious. I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, I believe any engineers can do anything. So anyway. HP Omen Core i7-8750H with a GTX 1060 6GB card in it and 16 gigs of RAM. I mean, for under $1,000, you can't really beat that at all. I mean, this is going to be great. And the HTC Vive Pro, better resolution in your VR experience. And I'm not getting any money from anybody by doing this, so I'm only putting the Micro Center links there so that you guys know where to buy these two items before they go out of stock. Because I think this HP Omen laptop, they said they just got them in. And I was really surprised when it had a Core i7-8750 in it. I mean, that's like their best gaming processor. So in a laptop, so I was like, wow, that's awesome. Now, again, I say best. There's better chips that are probably in laptops. I'm not saying it's the best. But when you're talking about mainstream gaming, you know, most gamers don't want to go above an i7-8700K, you know. So the 8750H is just a laptop version of that, you know. So, yeah. Anyway. If you got the money, get these two items. Check them out. So long, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and, you know, all that good stuff. I really thank you for your support. I'm just a lowly YouTuber. You know, I do these videos the way I do them because I just want to... I'm just a normal person, you know, just doing this as a hobby. And, you know, every once in a while I'm helping you guys, you know, see some stuff I'm getting and letting you know my opinions. And with the VR games and stuff, I'm just playing them so that people can see the gameplay. You know, I don't need to review them. You know, to me, people can make up their own choice on whether they like a game or not based on gameplay. You know, I personally don't like taking just somebody else's word for it and that's it. Even if somebody says, oh, this game is good, I'm still going to go watch several gameplay videos to make sure that it's a purchase that I want to make. Even though we can just buy it on Steam, play it for a little bit and then refund it. You know, but then again, sometimes you miss out too because you only play it for an hour and you're like, man, I'm not sure I like this. You return it and then you find out later in the game, oh man, there was some cool stuff going on here. I probably do want to buy this after all. So you wouldn't know that unless you see the gameplay. So anyway, everybody's welcome to my channel. There's no prejudice here. If anything is said that sounds prejudiced, well, it's not. That was just either misstated statements or, you know, maybe I was tired, jumbled up my words. You know, we gotta accept people for who they are, whether we agree with how they live or what. You know, I mean, yes, if we see somebody dying or destroying themselves in a certain way physically, then we should speak up. You know, we shouldn't be afraid to say, "Hey, you're doing drugs. You're going to kill yourself. Please stop." You know, or if somebody's talking about suicide. You know, you have to say, look, that's not the solution to your problems. You know, yes, life sucks sometimes. It does. I've had plenty of times where I just want to kill myself. You know, really, I'm serious. Like, I'm not even exaggerating there. I just want to die sometimes. But you know, it's hard to fight those feelings. You know, when there doesn't seem to be any answers. You know, of course, for me, I have my faith. You know, I trust in God, but that's not easy all the time either, you know. But you have to have something, you know, in life to hold on to rather than just this, you know, or this. You know, life is more than just things. You know, life is more than just money. You know, I know we live in a society where, you know, you're nobody if you got no money. You're nobody if you don't have things. Well, yeah, maybe in society's eyes that's the case, but you're somebody to me. And I'm sure you're somebody to your friends or to your family members. You're definitely somebody to God because He sent His Son Jesus to die for you. So, I mean, even though we have flaws and we're imperfect, we're worth more than we give ourselves credit for, you know. So, and I'm preaching to myself because I don't follow that line of thinking all the time, you know. So, anyway, let's just accept each other for who we are. And everybody on my channel can come. I mean, yes, I do say don't curse so much or don't be disrespectful. Don't say things that are going to cause arguments or be hurtful. You know, there is a line that you have to draw when you say you accept anybody. You know, you can't accept hurt. That's one thing that you just have to say. That's not welcome here. You know, we don't want to hurt each other. You know, so that's where I just draw the line. You know, we can all get along with our differences. And we can say things respectfully, even if we want to try to preach or if we want to try to give advice. You know, there's ways to do it that we can do it in a loving and caring manner. You know, because everybody doesn't want to be like me, and I certainly don't want anyone to be like me. You know, I'm a mess. So, anyway, thanks for watching the video. Love you guys. Come back again. Take care. So long now.